Good evening, everybody. Welcome again to another Make It With Me Monday episode. We are on episode number 63 this week. That seems a little incredible to me, but I appreciate you guys being here with me each and every Monday night so that we have a little time to craft together. And I hope you guys have enjoyed your collection of cards that you've been making with me here on Mondays, and that you've also popped them in the mail and sent them to someone. That's half the fun of that as well, is to make sure that you share all of your beautiful work with everyone out there. Alrighty, so let's get started tonight. I want to make sure that everybody's got one of these in their hands, not literally while we're stamping, but you've had one arrive in your mailbox. And if not, please reach out to me and let me know. Hi, Kathy, good to see you tonight. So if you don't already have a copy of the new annual catalog that went live this week, please let me know, and I will make sure to get one out to you ASAP. There's lots of great new stuff in there. And of course, a whole new collection of colors. In Colors collection is beautiful this time. Love, love, love them. So like I said, if you don't have one already in your hands, please give me a shout out and let me know so that I can get one off in the mail to you. All right, so tonight's layout, super simple, super quick, and a great way to cut for your designer series papers and get some really good use out of them. You can make a really quick stack of cards with this layout. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to take a piece of neutral cardstock that's 4 1/4 by 11, and you're going to score it at 5 1/2 inches. You need one piece of designer series paper that's 4 by 4, and then you need a little piece of cardstock that's at an accent color that is just a 1/2 inch by 4. It's just going to be a little tiny little accent for us. I am going with a very neutral palette today. I'm going to do all black and white for my demonstration on camera. I'm going to use the new designer series paper that's called Perfectly Penciled, and everything in here is black and white floral, and I absolutely love these patterns. Super, super fun. Look at that one. That one's pretty cool. So the one side is mostly a base of white, and the other side has the base that's more black. And all little florals. You can use these, of course, as is, but then also think ahead to how great these would look with just like pops of color. You could take your blends, you could take your markers, you could take your blending brush and go over that with some sponging effects. I just think this is really, really fun paper. And again, all black and white, which I love having on hand. I love a black and white pattern, love a black and white color. It's just a clean and classic when you can stick into just black and white. So mine is going to be strictly black and white. I've got a 4 1/4 by 11 piece of thick basic white cardstock. Then I have a piece of that paper I just showed you in a 4 by 4. And then my accent color is black. So we're just going to have a little tiny strip of that. And then if you want to do a phrase for yours tonight, just grab something that's a couple inches wide. And then we're probably going to aim towards the bottom. So you're going to have just a couple inches wide there and maybe up to about 1 inch tall by the time we're done. So let's go ahead and lay out the design first, and you can see what sentiments will work for you then. All right, so go ahead and give that a nice burnish on the score line with your bone folder. Okay. This one obviously is going to open up this way. Hi, Aunt Mary. Good to see you tonight. Alrighty, you're going to take that piece of designer series paper, and we're just going to add a tiny little accent. I'm going to remove the black piece because otherwise you can't see what I'm doing when I have black cardstock. All right. If you have a directional piece of designer series paper, just make sure you're going the right direction. Mine's a little bit of an all-over pattern, so it doesn't really much matter. But you're going to run some adhesive on what you're going to consider to be the bottom edge of that. And then we're just going to have a little bit of this extra cardstock showing through. So it's designed just to be a little bit of a border. You can make that as big or as little as you want. So it just depends on what you would like to have showing. Alrighty. And then at this point you can decide if you want to do this directly onto your card base or if you'd like to bump it up a little bit. You could also consider adding some twine or ribbon or something around this piece just to have a little more bling to it or fanciness to it if you'd like. That would be your opportunity to do that before you mount it onto your card base. So this one on camera, I'm going to go pretty simple. I'm just going to keep it just with what I have. So we're going to go ahead and add this one up here. The 4-inch width should border nicely all the way around with our 4 1/4 cut. All right. Then go ahead and grab those, anything that you want to do for a phrasing. I'm actually going to take mine from Beauty of Friendship. Tiny little thinking of you is going to go in there, and you can decide if you want to have this be left, centered, or right. Totally your call, depending on what you have, how big it is, etc. I think I'm going to go off to the right, and excuse my head if it gets the camera shot. There we go. All right, so that is as simple as it gets. Again, I told you I stuck to a very basic palette of black and white with this one. So super quick, as I'm sure you just discovered. We are only a few minutes in, and your sample is basically already done. All right, let's go ahead and look at some other samples that I did with this layout. Start with this one. This one features the Tulip Fields and the Flower Fields Designer Series paper. I went ahead and pulled out the pool party color in the background for both my ink and for my piece of cardstock. This would be Poppy and Coral are the other accent colors on that. But I thought keeping it in just that blue color lets those poppies, or not poppies, tulips pop, there we go, even more. And then I went ahead and used the Biggest Fan collection. These are both in the mini catalog that's still going through the end of June. And this is the one that's the Sports Fan. So these are supposed to look like little baseball diamonds. It's in early evergreen, evening evergreen. I do that every single time. So I stamped my Happy Father's Day in that. I used some of the baker's twine that comes in that collection and ran that over first, so I have a little extra baker's twine accent there. And then those little resin stars, finish that off. This one, I'm using one of the new in colors. This is Parakeet Party. I went ahead and added a little accent flower, so that's the medium daisy punch, and I used one of the resin dots that comes in those in color colors as the center. This is one of the patterns in the new Designer Series paper stack that's for the color families. So you get 2 or 3 different patterns of all in each color of the pack of in colors. So you'll get the in color collection for this year. There's the one for next year, and then of course you've got your regals, subtles, neutrals, and brights. So this is one of the new patterns. I think that plaid is really kind of fun. And let's go ahead and show you then the stepped up version of what I did here. So remember here I kept it really basic. Kept it in the black and white, and then I decided I should add some pops of color. So this is featuring the Orchid Oasis, one of the other new in colors, and I went ahead and I used my blends to color in the flowers to add that pops of, so the orchid is kind of a bluish purple, kind of falls right in the middle there, and so you've got that bluish purple look all over here. I used, again, the resin dots that come in those in color colors. And still the thinking of you, but I moved it over to the middle so that I have my dots kind of framing it. And I'll bring this up a little bit. I framed the entire piece in the Orchid Oasis. So I have one layer that's cut 4 1/8 square to layer that. And then I used the Starry Sky as just a little accent piece down here. So I still have that little tiny strip of color like I had here with the black, just a little bit darker, and it'll show up better when I take the photo. Oh, there, I think you can see it. So the Orchid Oasis is the lighter, and then the Starry Sky is just that little bit of darker blue that you see right there. So again, I used my blends, and I left some white showing. I didn't want to go fully in on coloring all of the flowers, the flower shape itself. So you'll see like there's little edges that are still showing. I left the centers open on most of them. I just wanted to have a little pop of color to go along, and I think it turned out really cool. if I do say so myself, I really like that color. And truthfully, I'm kind of in love with almost all, I think pretty much all the in color ones. There isn't one yet that I kind of went, oh, I don't think I would use that. So love, 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 love our new in color collection. All right, so like I said, once you've got your Designer Series paper, think about what you could accent or add to it. You could do, like I said, ribbon, you could add some blings, all kinds of different things you could do to that. I'll point out too, these 2 phrases come from the Tulip stamp set. So I used that one on both of those. I don't think I mentioned where I got the Love You So Much. All right, so there you go. Really quick and easy way, if you get that neutral palette going on the bottom, or the base, it's really easy to just cut a bunch of those. Your cut of 4x4 is a really perfect way to chop up a Designer Series sheet of paper, because that's 12x12, so you will get 6 cards out of 1 sheet of paper if you do this particular layout just like this. I'm going to go ahead and show you where I got the inspiration for that. This was a swap I received from Amanda Van Havermate, and I'm really apologizing if I pronounced your name wrong, because so similarly, she's got the frame all the way around. So her piece of designer series paper is actually a little smaller, but I gave you guys the 4x4 because it's very easy to cut that one. And then she used one of the dies to make this really fun edging as her little accent part. So you could absolutely do that with that cardstock base, piece of cardstock that you cut down there, have some kind of border to it. If anybody still has those scissors that used to cut little fun borders and stuff, that would be another quick and easy way to do it. And then these are the little stones that are in the Seascape collection that's in the mini catalog right now. So super, super fun. And she carries some of her design over to the inside. So, you know, feel free to decorate that part. Don't forget to decorate your envelope with a little pop of something. Just gives it a little extra love when it goes out the door. All right, guys, there you go. That is our layout for tonight. Again, super quick, super easy, and a great way to use up your designer series paper. All right, everybody, have a great evening. Oh, before I forget, next week, Monday night, I will be on vacation, but I will pre-record the video, and so the video will show live at 6:30 for you guys to follow along, and then you can always watch it anytime you need to on the YouTube channel. But again, I won't be actually technically live on Monday. I will be on a boat headed toward the Bahamas. Yay! Of course, now that it's 80 degrees today, that doesn't seem quite as cool as it did a couple days ago, but I will still be all on board, literally, for the sunshine. All right, thanks for joining me tonight, guys. Have a great week. Bye.